DreAllDay.com.
Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. I'm here in Lansdale, PA. My guy Jay Jameson. We just got done doing a quick shooting workout. It's damn near midnight, Wednesday night, 3 days before Team WOYG opens up in TBT. This man right here, just so y'all know, I give him the proper introduction. I used to work out with this guy back in 2006, 2007, before I even moved out of Philadelphia down to Miami. And he is the best shooter I've ever played with in person. This guy, I'm gonna let him introduce himself a little bit. So Jay, first of all, tell him who you are, tell him where you from, you know, where you played, your background, and what it is you do these days so they know who they're talking to.
Okay, Jay Jameson, basketball trainer, Lansdale, Pennsylvania. I'm 37 years old. Played high school in North Penn, which is in Lansdale as well. In college, I played at Long Island University in Brooklyn, and I also walked on at Temple University. Coach John Chaney was on the team with Lynn Greer, Quincy Wadley, Kevin Lyde, that group of guys.
Yeah, Lynn Greer went to my high school actually. He was a senior when I was a freshman. Yeah. So as far as TBT, what you been doing to get ready for the tournament?
A lot of late night runs, a lot of shooting drills, but trying to eat right, stay healthy, just have good habits in the gym, not waste any time, and be as efficient as I can. So I'm well prepared for it.
As far as the tournament, like, is there anything in particular you're looking forward to, like certain players to play against, certain ways you want to play personally? Anything about the tournament itself?
I'm just anxious to get started. It's been a long time since I played in an organized game like this, since it's almost 13 years out of college. Yeah. But I play all the time, but not in the setting like we're going to be in. So I think it's going to be a great environment. It's going to be exciting, and I'm just looking forward to getting to Saturday. Hopefully, the time will fly to get there because I'm ready.
As far as you personally, Jay, like I told him, you're one of the best shooters I've ever seen play. What is it that you do? Because a lot of kids ask me about shooting. How do I work on my shot? A lot of kids ask me about three-point shooting. They can't make threes. They say I can make two-pointers. Right. But when I get behind the three-point line, my shot gets all crazy. I'm shooting air balls. I have no control. I don't know how to increase my shooting range. How do you do that? And if a kid walked in here and said those things to you, what would you do to work with them?
Basically, what I would assume their problem is they're probably 50-50, meaning they use 50% of their legs and 50% of their upper body to get the ball. Now, as you go further from the basket, I stress 85-15, which means your shot is going to drop down into your lower body more. So below your chest, you got your abs, your lungs, your core, your legs, your feet, your balance. That's 85% of what a three-point shot is. Only 15% is what you do with your arms. So that's the big adjustment that people don't really make, is they become inefficient because they're too high too often, too off balance too often, and they don't use their base and their foundation enough.
So do you think a young kid who, when they're practicing by themselves, they can't make threes, you think if you work with them, how quickly could you have them able to shoot a three like with a normal shooting? It
takes years to be a great shooter, but I can make some major adjustments real quick. One thing I would always recommend a kid does is shoot with a chair or a box in between their legs so they're on balance more often. When you tend to shoot around by yourself or do drills, you bring your feet close, you get top heavy too much. So by putting something in between your feet, it doesn't allow you to move as much. What they used to call, way back when there was phone booths, they used to say stay in the phone booth, go straight up, instead of drifting and flopping and turning and all that stuff. So putting like a chair, like a box, something that's like 18 inches by 18 inches in between your feet, that's going to keep you at shoulder width apart. And then you can also, if you film it, look how low your butt gets down and how low your knee bend is compared to that box, so that it's almost like doing a squat with a heavy weight. If you don't have good balance and good foundation, you're not going to be able to lift a heavy weight. It's the same thing with shooting a three-pointer. You have to have strong legs, strong core, your lungs have to be ready, you have to be flexing and breathing, and you got to be efficient and not waste any motions. And I feel like wasted motions is probably the main reason people can't make three-point shots.
And now that you mentioned that, and you mentioned turning with people's body, nowadays, especially on YouTube, a lot of people who train basketball and make videos, they talk about doing the hop, the turn, what is it? The sweep and the sway. Have you heard of all that stuff?
No, I don't want to do any of it. None of that sounds good to me. I want to go straight down and straight up and keep it at that. The more your body moves, and the higher chance you're going to miss the shot. The less you move, so it's almost like throwing a punch. If I can throw a good punch, all my energy and all my power is going to come out that small little area where I'm going to make contact. Same thing when I'm shooting a basketball. I need all that to come out off these two fingers. So to do that, I got to be really efficient and consistent and limited in my motions. The more I move around, the less power I generate, the more room for error, the flimsier I'm going to be, so all that stuff. So I want to be firm and as stationary as possible at the moment when I'm shooting the ball. Now I got to work to get open to create space, but you know, all that stuff can be happening. But the moment I'm shooting a basketball, I want to be straight down, straight up, wide, bent, using my lower body more often.
So you say you like the ball to come off these two fingers?
Yeah, these two fingers will be the last two to touch the ball. So it's like throwing a punch. That moment of impact, when your knuckle or whatever part of your hand is gonna make that impact. The same thing with a basketball. When it's coming off these fingers, the whole body, everything from your feet all the way up through, all the way out your hand has to be a consistent, fluid, strong motion. It's no different than, you know, punching, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now it's funny, I know a lot of people watching this video because they ask me all the time about these things, and I told them I don't even think about none of this shit. So
Yeah.
he didn't know I was going to answer none of these questions.
That's all right. This is what I've been doing since 10 a.m., man. This is just another same question all day.
So how many players have you trained in your lifetime, would you say?
Thousands, man. Thousands. I mean, since I've been at this location, I've been here for over 10 years, but I've been doing this business for at least 13 years and a couple months. So, and since I do a lot of leagues and guest speaking, camps, and I run a lot of groups where the kids can come in at a cheaper rate, you know, pay $10 or $20, and you can come in more often. So I'm seeing hundreds of kids a week, and you know, it continues to grow, which is great.
What type of players do you normally work with? Young kids, middle school, high school? College,
the
pros?
bulk of it is going to be between ages 10 and 15 years old.
Okay.
Now I got some 6 to 10 years old, because they're just getting started and they want to get serious young. And then I got some that are between 15 and 20 years old. Now if you're still training with me at that point, you must be serious, because you know, by 15 years old, your parents are cutting you off and they're not paying for lessons if you're not good enough. So if you're training with me after 15 years old, you're really doing something right.
Who's the best player you ever played against?
In this gym or just ever?
In your life.
Oh man, that's a tough question. I might have to say Gerald Henderson Jr. would be up there. Rick Brunson was a tough one. I used to work out with him at Temple in the summer times. He was like a brick wall trying to score. Man, he was a tough one. That was the time when he was playing for the Knicks. So he was guarding Allen Houston and Latrell Sprewell and those guys in practice every day. So then a couple weeks after that, I see him at McGonigal, and I'm trying to score on him, knowing that he just went against these guys, you know, NBA Finals team and all that stuff, and he's going against these guys in practice every day. So just trying to get him off balance and trying to score on him was tough. So I would say one of those two guys.
Okay. So if a kid is not in Lansdale and they want to get some information from you as far as shooting goes, because they know they're not going to get that kind of detail from me, I'm going to keep it real. They want to get it from you, and I'm co-signing that I know you know your stuff. How can they get that information from you? You got any programs? Can they watch you online or what?
If they want to get better at shooting, they got to show up. There's no substitution for repetitions with me in your. So the main thing is this: I got to create habits for you, because if I leave it up to you, you're probably going to do what you want to do, and that's probably not going to be good enough. So there's got to be some kind of purpose and intensity. If you want to become a good shooter, it can't just be shooting around in the driveway on your own. So if you want to be a good shooter, you need a trainer that knows what they're doing, that can get you started and break your habits and implant, you know, the good habits in you, so that you start going in the right direction. Because what I got to do is most of the time, the first time the kid comes, I got to go get him, take him this way, break all the bad habits, then bring him back this way with all the good habits. And that takes time, and that takes me showing you on video what you look like. You know, pushing you, pulling on your arm, making sure you're on balance, you know, talking you through your release, talking you through how you're going to catch the ball, how you're going to pick up all those little details. So unless you're here, I can't do that.
Okay.
So, but you can watch my shooting videos online and try and emulate it, but good luck.
All right, where can they find you at?
JamesonBasketball.org.
JamesonBasketball.org, and I'm putting it out there right now. I'm gonna talk to Jay and get him to make a program that y'all can buy, because this guy got the information. I know all y'all not in Lansdale, and he's leaving money on the table right now. So I'm
gonna make a DVD.
We're going to make something that y'all can purchase, because there's millions of y'all worldwide, not too many of y'all in Lansdale. So we're gonna work on that. So that's coming. So work on your fucking game. Team WOYG, TBT. See y'all Saturday morning. We out. Thanks for checking out this video. Make sure you follow all my top content up here. Follow me on all your favorite social networks right over here. And make sure you are subscribed to catch all the new content I put on this channel every single day. Work on your game.